Hello everyone, welcome to the Media Alchemist. Today we're gonna be doing a bit of a unscripted review on Brothership. I started streaming it yesterday. I have already like 6 hours on it. And yeah, I think I have some things to say about it. Again, I basically just have like some bullet points that I'm gonna be reading over. I don't think the video is gonna be that long, honestly. Let's start with the obvious parts and just get the obvious parts out of the way. The art style, it's genuinely amazing. I love the way they shaded the graphics, right? Like they are 3D, right? For the first time, I think. But like the way they were shaded makes them look almost like they're 3D. Like it's sort of like a soft mix between like being cel shaded but having like gradients in their bodies, and I like that. I like the line work, like they have lines around the models and that makes them look a bit more like they're 2D and like they're cartoon characters, which is very important for this game because like the series has always been like essentially sort of very goofy and cartoony, and that is like very important. So there are a few things that I think are important talking about. Probably one of the most controversial ones being the Luigi follows you around. So in the other games, you have like special abilities, which they're still here by the way. You get it a bit late, but they are still here. But back in the day, right? If you wanted to use a special ability, what we call a bros move, right? You needed to have Luigi or Mario at the front for that to work. Now that just doesn't happen anymore. So now Mario is always at the front and never Luigi. That is something that you're gonna have to sort of like get used to. And I think people just don't like that. They don't like the idea of like just Mario at the front because it is the Mario and Luigi game, right? Now when it comes to the overworld, you start up in this island. It's sort of like a ship type of like style island. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. It's sort of like a ship style island. This is where you start off, right? And from here, you can access this cannon slash telescope, and you can sort of like literally shoot yourself. Shoot yourself. That can be taken out of context. You can literally shoot yourself to a nearby island as they are found in the map. Like there are like currents that move around, and when you get near, you get like a notification up here, and that lets you know that you're getting close to an island. I like that and don't like that at the same time. What I don't like is that if you want to get there fast, you need to wait for you to be close enough to where you want to go to have access, and that kind of sucks. On the other hand, I like it because you can do things on the background, like side quests, which this game has side quests. I think that's a first. I don't know if Paper Jam had side quests. That's the only one I never played. But you have side quests now, and you can do them on the background while the ship is getting to the place where it needs to go, and that's nice. What I don't like about the side quests, because I like the fact that they're side quests, what I don't like is that maybe not most of them, some of them have like a time limit, and if you don't do them before you get to a certain point in the story, you can't do them anymore. That is kind of stressful, because if you want to enjoy the story, you will need to be forcing yourself to not progress to finish the side quest. And if you're a completionist, you're gonna need to do that like every time. That's a bit annoying. I don't know why that was done that way. I did the first one that was like mandatory. Well, not mandatory, like mandatory if you wanted to be able to do it before it got like eliminated if I progress the story. And it was like a character arc story. And I thought that was pretty interesting, definitely. Because like it was like a story that could only have been told at that moment, I guess. And it sort of like deepens more your connection to the characters, and I like that. I feel like that should have been part of the story, not something that you can skip, but it is what it is. Odd choice, definitely. So another thing, as you connect the islands, which like that's kind of like the plot of the game, where like you're on this world called Concordia, right? And I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. This is not scripted at all. um, you keep connecting the islands, and as you connect the islands, you unlock these pipes. You know, fast travel, and you can like travel to every island you have already connected. Let's pick the first one, just in case you guys have never played this game and you don't want to be spoiled about the other islands. Because I definitely was avoiding the trailers and the teasers like the plague. I wanted to go in blind. I only saw the first trailer and that's all I needed to see. Okay, so this is the first island you visit in the game, like the introduction island, right? And so every island has like their own citizens, with their own personalities. Every island has its own distinct sort of like feel to it. Like the first island is like an island of artists, right? You can see like all the artworks they done around. Now about Luigi being an NPC, right? You will see him glow sometimes, right? And if you press the L button, he's gonna do things on the background. And sometimes he's gonna come up with wacky ideas to help you around. Part of the fun, honestly, is just seeing what he comes up with. Sometimes he comes up with very wacky ideas, and I love it. It is interesting to have Luigi be like the thinker for once. Because I think it kind of makes sense, you know, Luigi just coming up with like random ideas. Like being like the creative brother, I guess. And Mario is like more like the headstrong one, I guess. I argue, I'm going to go against the popular opinion and say that I argue that makes Luigi more unique and kind of like steal the spotlight for Mario, because like he's the funny guy. Like always he's the funny guy, but this time around, if I had to compare it with anything, I would say I compare it with like Mario and Luigi Dream Team, right? Where like when you enter the dream world, essentially Luigi fused with you and you would only use a Mario, right? But Luigi was still like the main brother that you would like remember from that game, because he was your portal to interacting with the world, to entering that world, and his Luiginary attacks were like super iconic. They were super fun to witness. And it's kind of like that in this game, where like, yeah, he's in the back, that's true, but every single action he does is so iconic. Every time he comes up with Luigi logic and random things that he does, just he's objectively the icon of this game, you know. Okay, so other things that you might wanna know, like at first I thought this was gonna replace the bros moves, but no, like sometimes there are things where you sort of like use the both of them, like this over here, right? I grab it with Mario and then Luigi helps me. Boop. Cartoon logic. There's a lot of things around that sort of like work like that, where like the two of them sort of like help each other accomplish things. Like you, for example, can carry things, and by carrying things, you can press the X to like switch. Just to have your hammers. You can control both hammers, like X and Y, A and B for jumping. One thing you're gonna notice is that Luigi now jumps by himself. Let me see if I find a good place to showcase what I mean. Because like in the other games, if you needed to jump over a gap and you needed both brothers to jump over that gap, you needed to press both A and B. I guess we battle. But now, when you jump over a gap with Mario, Luigi will jump automatically. That's something that's just gonna happen. I think that's why people are saying that he feels like an NPC. I don't see it. I think that's great, because like something that was very annoying about the older games is that if you jump with Mario and Luigi but you miss time the Luigi jump because he was behind, or the Mario jump because Luigi was in the front, then you will need to go all the way back to recover that brother, and that is kind of annoying, right? Oh, this is kind of cool. If you don't do anything in battle for a while, the game sort of becomes like cinematic. That is a nice touch. I wonder how many people will not get to experience this because they never just stare at the camera for a second. This is kind of nice. Okay, let's talk about battle now that we're in battle. Some things have changed, kinda. We have the Rose attack. They still use BP. That's nice. No items like in Partners in Time. One thing that I like is that every brother has like their own same move. Like for example, this is the hammer attack for Mario, right? Look at how it looks. And then Luigi has the same attack, right? But Luigi's one was animated differently. See? So even if you're doing the same moves over and over again, they have variants. I like that. That is pretty nice. Even the bros moves, let me show you. There was another enemy around. There it is. Okay. Let me show you the bros moves. The main one, because I still haven't gotten a second one. I'm still on the 4th island. Oh, right. There are challenges now to beat. That was funny. The beans are back. Those beans, we can't escape those beans from Mario Superstar Saga. Mario Luigi Superstar Saga. There we go. Okay, this is the Mario one, right? Will be funny if I fail. I like it. It's like a very Mario Strikers kind of like attack, right? And then you do the same thing with Luigi, right? And look at how different it is. This is more akin to, say, how the attack used to work in the first game when this specific attack came out, which was Partners in Time. They're completely different. Oh, how about that? Luigi leveled up. Look at the cute little dance he does. Oh, that is just 10 out of 10. How can you hate this game? Look at Luigi. Oh, if you're an old player, there's definitely something that you're gonna notice that I don't think... Okay, you're not gonna hate it, but it's definitely gonna feel off the first time. And it's this. So, in the other games, when you accepted things with Mario, you press the A button, right? Obviously, I'm pressing the A button right now. And I jump, right? There we go. Now, let's press the B button with Luigi and see what happens. Oh, nothing happens. What is happening? Why is nothing happening? Oh, that's because accepting with Luigi now uses the A button. But his attack uses the B button. Now, this is not a bad thing. You get used to it rather quickly. But the main problem is, if you have the muscle memory from the older games, this is gonna be very annoying. I definitely made a bunch of rookie mistakes because of the fact that I was so used to accepting with Luigi using the B button that I was like, oh, this is so weird. Definitely weird. Now that we're leveling up, which how appropriate. Great timing. Some things also change about the stats. The first thing you're gonna notice is that we no longer get a bonus when we level up. So now the stats that we're gonna get for our characters are preset, and we don't have a bonus stat anymore. Like in the other games, whenever you level up once, you get like this roulette, and you choose a stat, and then from that stat you can get a random number to increase that stat. That is completely gone. Completely gone. There's no customization in that sense anymore. Instead, whenever you get to a higher rank, which I believe those started in Bowser's Inside Story, or was it Partners in Time? You know what? I don't remember. I'm gonna say Bowser's Inside Story because that's the one I remember the most, having the rank system. Every time you get to a higher rank, like there's Shell rank and there's Boomerang rank over there, you get to choose a perk. There's a limited amount of perks, and your customization comes from which perk you choose in your playthrough, essentially. Your HP, power, and all that is still the same. I don't remember if this was in the OG games, but like now, when you go to your stats, let me go to my stats quickly. Because in the other games, you have your hammers, right? But now you have like different equipped hammers, and your attack with jump and hammer is now accounted separately. And they get like a buff depending on your stat that equals to your power, which is interesting. It's different. I don't think I think the previous games have this system, but unlike this game, they never specified. And another thing is that the bros moves are actually back, but now they work a bit differently. Because Luigi and Mario don't switch places anymore, Marisa is in the front. They changed the way they work, and I think they're better now. The way they work now is that instead of like switching between them, like say a Mega Man game where like you would press L and R to switch between powers and abilities, the way it works now is that you have your analog stick, and now you can switch. Like I only have one so far, which is the one up here in the trailer, right? The UFO. And the way it works is that you switch with your right analog stick to the new move. They would prepare themselves to use that move, and then you would press the appropriate button to use that move. This is great. This is just great. Because in the other games, it was a bit cumbersome, I guess, to have to switch to, like, let's say how I want to use high jump here, and then I will need to switch to the brother, and then use high jump, and then I needed to use like, I don't know, like hide Luigi, like hit him with the hammer on the ground to pick like a beam that was hitting on the ground. I will need to switch again, then switch to the ability, then use the ability. Now it's just like, nope, just boop, just like that. I can stop, again, stop, and switch to normal, and switch back, and switch to normal, and switch back, and to normal, just like that, very quickly. I like that. That is definitely a nice quality of change improvement, which is funny that I mentioned Mega Man, because Mega Man did the same thing in 11, right? Like you can just switch powers with a stick, just switch them on the go. That is a great quality of life improvement, definitely. I appreciate that. Apart from that, the music has been great. I loved it. I haven't heard a single song that I don't particularly like so far. And story-wise, it's fine. Again, basically Mario and Luigi are sent into this world through a vortex alongside the denizens of the Mushroom Kingdom, including Bowser and Peach, and I think Bowser Jr. was in the mix also. I haven't found them yet. I'm guessing each of them is on a different island. There's like 4 different seas. My guess so far is that when we get to the big like houses, which there's 4 of them, and I'm guessing there's one in each ocean, I'm guessing Bowser, Peach, and Bowser Jr. are gonna be in each of those islands. Probably. Maybe from the second one onwards, and maybe not the first one. I think the one on the first one might be the father of one of the characters. That's just me trying to predict the future. So Mario and Luigi are stuck here, and essentially low-key forced into helping the main heroes in order to be able to return back home. And the way they're helping is that they go to these plugs where they are connecting them to the main tree, because this world was connected by a giant tree that connected the universe. It's kind of like the Yggdrasil tree in the Nordic lore. It's literally just that. It's literally the Yggdrasil tree. Just connects the world with connector. And some sort of evil villain in like the background has destroyed the original tree, and now we are helping to reconnect the world once again and fix it. And then once we're done, we can go back home. That's the plot, essentially. I don't know what's the main villain's reasoning for doing this. We haven't met them yet. We met what might probably be one of their sidekicks, kinda, from like the shadows, but I don't know where the story is going. I don't think it needs to be that deep. Like the Mario and Luigi games have never had like a super deep story. It's usually just a fun story, you know, and that's all it needs to be. I do expect it to be like a story, definitely, and so far it has been a story. Some nice characters around, nice world, fun moments. That's really all it needs to be, and I'm happy with that. Let's see where I'll be looking forward for where this goes as I keep traveling to the other islands. So one thing that some people might find annoying, and I don't know if I mentioned this already, but some side quests are like missable. So if you continue with the story, you might accidentally miss some side quests, and that kind of sucks. So I would probably watch out for that. Anyways, these are my first impressions. And yeah, I definitely have been enjoying my experience so far. If I have some criticisms apart from the weirdness of the controller, I would say so far the game has been pretty easy. To be fair, I am on the 4th island. I just defeated the first boss. I'm not expecting like a massive like jump in difficulty, but like, my god, I am given so many items. I haven't bought any of these, okay? I just look at that. I haven't even, I think I bought 2 mushrooms because I was a fool and I thought I needed them. And then the game just keeps giving me more. That's a bit too much. At the rate this is going, I will never fall in battle at all. That is just maybe a little bit too much, you know? You get items like the beans and you can use them to increase your stats. I guess that's the replacement for the roulette. But like these were always around. They're kind of like the coffee in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. So you know, it's not that big a deal. I only use them on Luigi because he's the best brother and I'm gonna maximize his stats and make him better than Mario in every single way. But yeah, so far it's been a pretty good game. The difficulty, I do hope it gets a bit higher, you know. It doesn't need to be super difficult, but you know, challenging enough. I hope it gets better. I kinda understand the hate for the IGN review, but I think he had some fair points. People might get angry at me for saying that, but so far, you know, I don't know how much of the game he played. So far, it feels like a pretty easy game. Probably the easiest one on the franchise so far. And Dream Team was pretty easy. So yeah, so far it's been way too easy. I'm hoping it might get harder as it goes on. Oh, before I finish, I want to show something that happened to me. Where is it? So, whenever Mario and Luigi get too far away from each other, they kind of like get worried, right? And what actually happens, like, is that the game forces them to become close. The first time Luigi like just speedran to where I was, but this happened to me like a while back and it was kind of crazy. So I was here, right? And then Luigi sort of like falls down, right? And I'm in the middle of an animation. I'm about to finish the stage. And then Mario is like, wait a minute. Where the heck is Luigi? And so I lose control of Mario and he just runs off like that. And he just jumps down. I was not controlling him at that moment. That was pretty funny. I was not expecting that to happen. I hope that doesn't mean that if they get stuck in a weird place, you get soft lock or something. That would be funny. Anyways, I think I already rambled enough. Thank you all for watching this far. I have been the Media Alchemist. And maybe as I replay the other games again, because I've been doing them for the But I Draw Challenge, I will probably re-review this game with a fresher mind and having replayed Dream Team and Partners in Time, which are the ones I played the least, and playing Paper Jam, which was the one that I kind of skipped. So yeah, thank you all, and I'll see you all next time.